Do you ever wonder why you still can't lose weight even after cutting back on your calories? That's the topic of today's Diet Free Zone show. Hi, I'm Bonnie Giller, a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and certified intuitive eating counselor. So I get this question a lot. Bonnie, I keep cutting back on what I'm eating. How fewer calories can I eat? Why am I still not losing weight? Well, the answer basically is as follows. To function well, your body and your brain require a steady supply of food and nutrients. And when you skip meals or you restrict your calories, which we know you're doing in an effort to lose weight, what happens? You slow your metabolism down. This is actually a biological compensation. It's basically your body trying to save you. Now, food deprivation has many other negative side effects. So I think you want to be aware of them. So let's dive into some of those effects. First, when you engage in food deprivation, you will have an increase in the feelings of hunger and in your hunger awareness. So here you are depriving yourself of food, thinking you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing to lose weight. And not only do you feel the feelings of hunger, the growling in your stomach, the need to eat, but you say, oh, no, I can't. It's not time. But what happens is that as time goes on, you become more and more aware of these hunger cues. And ultimately, what do you think happens? It increases your desire to eat. At some point, this deprivation leads to not just psychological feelings of deprivation, but also biological deprivation. So again, we've got restriction, feelings of deprivation psychologically, but also physiologically, and that leads you to quote unquote lose control, to overeat, to binge eat, followed by feelings of guilt and shame. So the more you deprive yourself of food, the more hunger you're going to feel, the more you're going to be acutely aware of the hunger, and the more you're going to fall into this deprivation, overeating, binge eating, guilt, shame cycle. Next, deprivation and food restriction will cause issues with your blood sugar regulation. So yes, depriving of yourself of food will disrupt your blood sugar levels. Think about it. You're restricting your food, either you're skipping meals, or you're eating really tiny meals, or you're eliminating carbs, because we know what diet culture tells us about carbs. And by the way, carbs are the main energy source for your body. We need carbs to function. But what happens is, ultimately, this restriction, this limitation or avoidance of carbs is causing your blood sugar levels to dip, to go low. And then you're going to have symptoms of low blood sugar. You're going to be moody. You're going to have headaches. You're going to feel sweaty and faint and dizzy. And ultimately, you're going to have cravings. And those cravings are going to lead to, you know it, overeating, elevated blood sugars. And now we're going to enter into your blood sugar roller coaster. All right, next up, we have brain fog. Food deprivation, without a shadow of a doubt, I have no doubt about this, leads to brain fog. So, thinking clearly requires nutrition. It requires you to eat well. Your brain needs nutrition, not sometimes, but all the time. Now, if you're restricting your food, and what I know in working with my clients is most people, when they come to me from years and years of dieting, hands down, they're skipping breakfast. Well, what happens when you skip breakfast? Ultimately, it leads to binge eating later in the morning, early afternoon, or at some point throughout the day, especially because most of the dieters are, again, limiting or avoiding carbohydrate, and we need those carbs. And so we see from the studies that those who eat breakfast in the morning and really provide the fuel and the nutrition to your brain as well as your entire body, you think more clearly, you are able to retrieve information from your memory a whole lot better, and you're just overall more productive. So it's not just eating breakfast, but it's eating well throughout the day to help provide your body and your brain with the nutrition that it needs. And finally, when you engage in food deprivation, restriction, you will inevitably have nutrient deficiencies. Restricting your food intake prevents you from getting the nutrients that you need for optimal health. And you know what's going to happen? You will experience the long-term effects of nutrient deficiencies, such as hair loss, skin problems, anemia, constipation, osteoporosis, and other health complications. You don't want that. You want to be well. You want to perform the best so you can live your best life. So food restriction and deprivation really doesn't allow you to do that. Listen, dieting has caused food to be your enemy, but food is actually the opposite. And I encourage you to work on creating a healthier relationship with food through intuitive eating. Please go ahead and check out my intuitive eating resources below this video and at my website, dietfreeradiantme.com. Intuitive Eating Basics is a course that I have where you can get a taste of intuitive eating. So you heard about intuitive eating, you're like, I'm not really sure if I'm ready for the full-on, journey. Dip your toes into the concepts around intuitive eating. You can find that information, again, on my website, dietfreeradiantme.com. You can start this program at any time. And if you do want a more in-depth journey, check out Whole Body Trust, Intuitive Eating for a Peaceful Life. That is my signature deep dive intuitive eating program. Again, all the resources are on my website at dietfreeradiantme.com. All right, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please share it with those who you think can benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next video.